So I was talking about like the foster care system in San Luis Obispo, how 40% of like foster youth in San Luis Obispo only graduate high school. And
say that one more time.
40% of foster youth graduate high school, and 89% of like just normal youth graduate high school. And so I'm just thinking like the stability of San Luis Obispo's foster care system has been literally been like rocking for like a couple of years now. And I've been in foster care since age 3, so I've been all over through counties, but including with SLO, like when I was in high school, there was a lot of like negative connotation. Oh, if you're in foster care, you're a troublemaker. But it's necessarily not the fault. It's not the youth's fault. It's usually the parents or the environment. And a lot of people like judge really quickly for like if you're in foster care or if you're in probation. And I feel like these like youth are just different than others, and I feel like we should like all be equal. And in like the system here, it's just like once you're 18, we have so many resources, but they don't knowledge you about that. And like there's a lot of actually homeless people that are in SLO that used to be in foster care because they didn't get educated, but they have free college tuition, a SILP that's like $1,000 a month once you turn 18, like programs for housing for foster youth that necessarily don't have that financial support. And I just feel like more foster youth should know that. And it's really weird to me that the people that are giving out the money don't necessarily be like, hey, are you a foster youth? Like, let me help you with all these like solutions for you. They don't really go that, because the more that people don't use, the more money that they make. And I think it's really fascinating how it's just like a really corrupt system that I see that's growing every day. And so when I was in CYC, do you know what CYC is?
No.
It's California Youth Connections for foster youth. So we would go to like Sacramento, where the state capitol is. Have you ever been to the Capitol? No, it's actually
Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento, the Capitol, like the big building.
No,
it's really pretty, and like the inside, there's like this big, huge like painting. But I would talk to legislators about like what bill we would want to get passed, and it was like stability for like education. And I feel like the education here in San Luis Obispo for foster youth is so poorly because we get moved from home to group home. So we never really have the same education as other youth might have. And I feel like that's why the percentage is so low right now. And yeah, I'm just mumbling all these words. But
No. The thing is, you just said a string of information. And I now have them, like, I literally have, like, 5 to 10 questions for everything you just said.
Okay, I will stop with my string and give you some questions.
Keep going,
Keep
Hannah.
going?
Like, literally keep going.
Okay.
Yeah. Just keep going. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the first bill I got passed was to do the stability, so 7-day notice to get rid of that, and to do a 30-day notice. And that is pretty much giving the foster youth being able to pack all their belongings, being able to say goodbye to their like friends, their teachers. And it used to be where they would only have technically 3 days to get out, and we would literally get out of the foster home, because a 7-day notice is pretty much the foster parents don't want or need or want a new foster youth or child, so they just go back and forth to homes. And so we wanted to do is to make it more like official, where you can't just pass on a youth just because you don't like their attitude, just because you don't like their religion, just because you don't like their color, just because they have special not special, but like allergies or anything like that. And so what I did was I went into Sacramento and I told them about my stories with 7-day notices, where when I was a kid, I wouldn't be able to be in the same foster home with my siblings, or I would be in a foster home for a couple days and they would be like, okay, grab the stuff that you can and we're leaving. And they would always give me a trash bag. And I'm like, okay, I'm a human. Like, I deserve like a bag or something to put my belongings in. And so what we did in Sacramento is a 30-day notice where they'd be able to have a suitcase to pack up their stuff, be able to stay at the same school because education is really important and they should have that stability to just stay in the community that they already know and not just keep moving to place because how will they ever feel like they're at like their home? Like, how can they not decorate their place because they're scared that the next day they're going to leave? And so what we did was we got the bill passed where the 7-day notice is gone and it's 30 days. And those 30 days are going to be like, why do you want this youth to leave? Like, give me the real reasons why you want this youth to leave. And they would either patch it up and have the youth stay, or if the youth does want to leave, they would move. But we pretty much made it more of a stability for them so they don't feel like they're constantly not being able to connect with people, constantly feeling like they're a bag. And it's just, the foster care system has grown from the years on. Like, when you're 18, you get money from the government. When you're 21, that stops. And then you get into housing and college and all that stuff. But some foster youth don't even know that. And I feel like it's really important that all foster youth that have been through the system know that they are wanted and that they deserve what everyone deserves, if that makes sense.
So
I was just grumbling around because I'm trying to like make sense of it, but I don't want to go in detail until you ask me like certain questions.
Got it. Yeah, no, I appreciate you. So were you living in Sacramento at some point? Like, how are you able to just storm into the Capitol building and say, I want this, this, and this?
So
like, proposing these ideas. Like, who are you?
So that's a good question. So I actually lived in SLO when I went to Sacramento. So we would drive up to Sacramento, and that's a 6-hour drive. And I actually have a funny story to say to you